All right, what's going on, Next Level Agents and the Kevin and Fred Show podcast listeners? We're back. Actually, I am back. Fred is not. He is tied up today, this week. And so I am excited to spend some time with you guys alone again with this week's industry headlines, where this week I want to focus on third quarter financial earnings highlights. I know for some of you, you're going, that's boring. I don't give a shit about earning highlights for publicly traded companies, but not all of the companies are publicly traded. And here's why I think it's important and why you might want to know what's going on with these companies. It's an indicator of what's going on in our industry. It's an indicator of what's going on in the country. So I'm going to share this stuff with you. Feel free to use it. Don't use it. I don't care. But I thought I would share it with you because I know some of you for sure are interested in this stuff. So let's start it off. I'm a homer. I'm starting it off with the EXP World Holdings report for the third quarter. This rapidly going company reported a 100% increase in revenue year over year for Q3. That's pretty awesome. A couple of the highlights: revenue increased by 100% to a record $564 million in the third quarter compared to $282 million in the third quarter of 2019. Gross profit increased 103% to $46 million for the third quarter. Net income came in just at under 15 million, 14.9 million for the third quarter, compared to a net loss of 1.8 million last year. The adjusted EBITDA, which is a non-GAAP financial measure, increased 512% to 21.8 million. Cash flow increased. Again, this is really where the rubber meets the road. Cash flow from operating activities increased 188% to $43.2 million for the third quarter of 2020. We won't talk about agent growth. It was big. It was real big. What is important, residential transaction side closed in the third quarter, increased 95% year over year, and volume increased 112% year over year. Pretty darn good quarter for eXp Realty. All right, Zillow posted its highest profit since the company went public in 2011 with $40 million across all business segments. This was actually the first time Zillow turned a profit since 2017, due largely in part to the company's premier agent business booming, and it's usually what we would call capital intensive. Zillow offers business having scaled back quite a bit from the pause of the pandemic. We'll see what happens next quarter. But again, even Zillow is making money. So things are going good here in the States with real estate in the third quarter. Redfin didn't set any sort of like records, if you will. In fact, revenue decreased a little bit year over year. However, it was still a really strong quarter for them. 237 million in revenue for the third quarter, which beat expectations of Wall Street, which again, is just proof that the real estate industry is strong. RE/MAX came in with growth in the quarter of I want to say agent count increased just over 5% from the previous quarter. They also made two major acquisitions in the quarter, bolstering their offerings, if you will, on the technology side to agents and consumers. That will eventually add more revenue streams. Quick quote from Adam Contos, the CEO of RE/MAX: evolution of our strategy, continued investment in our business, and a focus on profitable growth alongside the housing industry's remarkable run has helped our business recover quickly. Amen to that, Adam. Absolutely. And KW, although they are not a public company, they certainly act like one sometimes. They released what they were calling their quarterly earnings report, although they don't actually announce earnings. They did say that the company's sales volume for the third quarter was an increase year over year of 25.4%, and the KW agents as a whole took 5.2% more listings year over year. Again, a welcome sign that some more homes are starting to hit the inventory starved market, and that overall, again, the important part here that I want to drive home is that the real estate industry if you haven't figured it out by now, is like in full force, like just driving force in recovery and growth leading into 2021. I can't wait to see fourth quarter financial highlights from these companies and others. I think I might have left off Realogy for whatever reason. They did well too. If I'm not mistaken, Realogy also had their best third quarter ever too. So again, great quarter all around for basically all real estate companies. That's a good thing. Some did better than others. Some actually made money. Some didn't, but they did okay. So at any rate, that's it for this week's industry headlines. Thanks for joining me. I'm Kevin Kauffman without my business partner, Fred Weaver today. We'll see you next week on Industry Headlines.